Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would share with you how I answered the question of what's for dinner. That is a question that I'm sure most moms and dads will stress out about. It's something that has always just caused me a great amount of stress because I never knew what to make. In my family, me and my boys will eat just about anything. There are very few things that we don't care to eat. My daughter and my husband, on the other hand, are a totally different animal. My husband is strictly a meat and potatoes guy. He loves chicken. That's his favorite. He will eat pasta and seafood on occasion. He may not like it, but he'll eat it without too much of a fuss. My daughter, if anyone has teenage daughters, you probably will feel my pain. One week she is vegetarian, the next week she is all keto, one week she is dairy, the next week she is non-dairy. So I just can't keep up with it. And things that I know that she used to love when she was little, she now hates and claims I've always hated it, like Italian sausage. She says she's always hated Italian sausage, but when she was little, she ate it like it was going out of style. So that is always a big issue in my family. And then going to the store and having to go up and down the aisles and should I get this, should I not get that? Oh, I think they'll like this, let me put it in the cart. Spend tons of money just to come home and find out my kids, or I should say my husband and my daughter, don't really like what I brought or what I had planned for dinner. So a couple years ago, I was watching Dr. Phil, and there was a woman that was on the show, and she was talking about how her entire life was organized. And I thought, I need to watch this and see what this woman does. And a lot of it was a little far-fetched. I don't believe life should be planned and scheduled every minute of every day because you miss out on a lot of good opportunities. But the one thing that she talked about was she came up with a year-long menu plan for her family. And she just would recycle this menu every year. And I thought, I gotta get on that bandwagon. I couldn't do a whole year because that's just, for me, it's unrealistic. Things change, seasons change. So what I decided to do was come up with a 3-month menu plan. And what I did was I went to each of my family members and told them to write down what their favorite dishes were. And I looked at them and gathered all the information and categorized each item into, what's poultry, what's beef, pasta dishes, seafood dishes, that sort of thing. Then I went back and created this menu, and I assigned one category for each day. So for example, on Mondays, it's always a chicken night. We have some sort of a chicken dish. Tuesdays are our Mexican nights. So my family alone can eat the mess out of some tacos. We love Taco Tuesday. But obviously after a couple weeks of doing that, you kind of get tired of eating tacos. So I threw a couple other Mexican dishes in there. And the way I did that was when we would go out to a Mexican restaurant, I would take notice to what everybody was eating. And I would think, gotta put that on the list. So that's the way we did it. And then Wednesdays is, I think Wednesdays is a pasta night. Thursdays are either leftovers or some sort of a seafood dish. And Fridays in our house are always pizza nights. They always have been, they probably always will be. It's just easier. And I used to plan on Saturdays and Sundays as well. But I found that the weekends are just so chaotic and things change at the drop of a dime. A friend calls and says, let's go out for dinner. or we're out running errands and we're getting hungry and we decide we're just going to eat while we're out. So what I do now is I just plan from Monday through Friday, and I plan the menu for 3 months. And of course, some things are going to change. So obviously, like in the summer, I'm not going to make lasagna when it's 10,000 degrees out. Just like in the winter, I will not make hot dogs and hamburgers, because who's going to go out and grill when there's 3 feet of snow outside? So there is a lot of wiggle room to change things. And there have been times where I make certain dishes and my family decides, you know what, this needs to come off the list. And I'm fine. I'll take it off. I'll find something else to replace it. But this helps me with my grocery shopping. That way I can plan what we're having for the next 3 months. I break it down into 2 week increments, and I only shop for those 2 weeks. Then when I get to the store, I have a specific list. I get what I want, I get in, I get out, everyone's happy. And I found that by doing this, it did save on our grocery bill, because I'm not doing random purchases that, always end up being thrown in the trash. So what I thought I would do is share with you how I do my meal planning, and then take you along for a food haul for the next 2 weeks. So if you're interested in seeing how that all turned out, stick around. I begin the process of meal planning by bringing up my menu document and updating the month and year, as well as correcting the dates for each month on each calendar. Once I have that completed, I'll go back and look at the menus and make any necessary changes, like what dishes are no longer working for us, swapping out summer dishes with winter dishes, and vice versa. Just to give you guys an idea of what I've been talking about so far, this is the menu for February. And as you can see, even though I've made changes and adjustments before I printed it out, once I printed it, I noticed that there were a couple things that I changed my mind on, so I just went ahead and updated them. But for the most part, this is what our February menu will look like. Once I have the menus printed out, I will start looking at what's planned for the next 2 weeks and make sure that I have all of the ingredients for those meals, and start creating a shopping list for the items that I do not have. Once I have the shopping list completed, I will take the piece of paper and just stick it in my purse or in my wallet and go grocery shopping the next day. But on this particular day, I decided to do the shopping online with the Walmart pickup. It's something that I've been wanting to try, and although my local Walmart is not offering that service at this time, the Walmart that's a few towns over just started offering the grocery pickup, so I just decided to go pick it up there and do the shopping online. Once I have all the groceries ordered, I will pull out my planner and add the dishes for the next 2 weeks to my calendar so that I always know what the meal plan is for each night. So it is now the following day, and I just got back from picking up my groceries from Walmart, and this is everything that I ordered. I picked up a box of boil and bag rice because this is the only rice that my husband likes, and a bag of frozen onions and peppers for a stir fry that is on the menu. I also picked up a box of garlic bread to go with our pasta dish and some oranges and onions. I also picked up some limes for a recipe, as well as some green onions and mushrooms. I also decided to purchase a bag of whole garlic because one of my recipes calls for whole garlic instead of minced, and that's all that we had. We also have a bag of potatoes that will be used as a side dish. I also needed some more kale and baby spinach for smoothies that my daughter and I like to have. I also picked up a bag of frozen cod that was on sale that I swapped out for salmon one night and some noodles to go with that dish. I also had to replenish my regular rice for the rice cooker because that's the kind of rice that my kids and I like. I also have some bananas, again for the smoothies, and the pork shoulder for the pork carnitas this week. We have a chicken for next week's dinner and some frozen pizza for Friday night. The shrimp was on sale this week, so I grabbed a few of those for one of our meals, plus extra just to have on hand. I originally ordered fresh chicken breast, but they were out, so they substituted this bag of frozen chicken breast that I don't usually get, but I'm willing to give it a try and see what happens or how it turns out. I got a few bags of tortilla chips for nachos and also some pasta sides for a couple of our meals. We have some thin sirloin fillets for fajitas. And on the way home, I had stopped and grabbed some bread from Giant because I had forgotten to add that to the list, as well as some cleanser. So this is my haul for the next 2 weeks, and the total came to $105, which is a little over $50 a week for a family of 4 adults. So as you can see, it is better to go in and have a list specifically for what you need. That way you don't have any unnecessary buying. I hope you all enjoyed this video and got some ideas on how meal planning for your family might come in handy. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you join my YouTube family, and I will see you in the next one.